Hola, gang. Missed you. Mwah. You know, the world's been changing quite a bit. I've been changing quite a bit. Trying to get skippity trendy. Trying to break into the collective consciousness of everybody, really. And I'm going to keep this on the down low, but I've been talking to higher powers, to these forces that I'm not sure you understand. But you know what they keep telling me? What keeps going through my mind? The world needs another rapper. Yeah, and that's what I'm gonna be. There's not enough of them. We need more rappers. More Slim Jim rappers. That's another change. I've taken up smoking these Slim Jims. You gotta get the mild flavor. Because, as any gentleman knows, you get that mild flavor, smoother than a Macanudo, right there. Just clip your top. Never want to go. I mean, you only need like 2 centimeters off the top. Give it a roast. You want to evenly roast that, right? Until it starts smoking and puttering and, flinging shit all over your table. Listen to that. It takes a while to light up. Okay, I'm not going to lie. This is how we do it around here. You know what I'm saying, boy? Say it, boy.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Well, howdy there, and hats off to you. You're the survivor of the great Tesla trash can fire of 2024. I hope you're ready to do it all over again. 2024 was a year of wars, attempted coups, shitcoin rug pulls, politics.
And now I want to hand it over to the president of Ukraine, who has as much courage as he has determination. Ladies and gentlemen, President Putin. President Putin!
Yeah, what a year. I think the world is changing a lot. There's so much we could talk about, but I want to just go over a couple of my big ideas for the past 2 years or so, but especially 2024. First of all, the internet is no longer the plaything of millennials and Gen Z. I hope that's clear to everybody because Trump is on Joe Rogan winning some elections. Not solely based on that, but nobody should underestimate the importance of that event because from here on out, this will happen with every important public event, right? And piece of culture and whatever. The internet is the world we are all moving into. And moving out of the real world, sorry to say. Yeah, the psyche is going to be under some new stressors, right? The internet is an external force that has a lot of pressure on individuals to perform and act a certain way. And I will talk about that later. The other big thing, 2024 especially, was the year of demagogues. And if you don't know what a demagogue is, it's a man of the people. Someone who can capitalize on the desires, the attitudes, and possibly prejudices of people and lead a movement, which is a chaotic sort of movement that questions the status quo. Demagogues, I mean, the connotation is very negative, but I'm going to just say a demagogue that I'm talking about is not a negative thing. It's a neutral thing always, but what it is a chaotic force. But the reason it's neutral is because if your status quo is broken, which it always is when a demagogue shows up, sometimes a little bit of chaos is a very good and healthy thing if it doesn't make things worse. 2024 was full of demagogues. First obvious one to get out of the way, Trump. Trump is definitely a demagogue. Not making a political statement there, but he capitalizes on the desires and the things that we can't say that we wish we could say, but he will say them. And then we can say them. It's a reversal of the ideology of the country for me and for the West. I have a very Western-centric point of view. And yes, I'm lumping in the rest of you guys too in Europe because, and South America, there are little Trumps popping up everywhere because this is almost like an archetype that's emerging, right? The Trump of Argentina, the Trump of wherever the fuck you're from. Also, just an interesting fun fact. I was watching this documentary. There's this lawyer named Roy Cohn, and he worked very closely with Joseph McCarthy in the Red Scare communist witch hunt era. McCarthy was widely regarded as a demagogue, definitely playing off the prejudice of the time about finding those communists and getting rid of them. And after he was disgraced, Roy was out of a job, and I don't know what he did for a while, but eventually Donald Trump's father, reached out to Roy Cohn, this lawyer, and had him kind of teach Donald Trump the ropes, show him how to speak and how to deal with political things or business things, right? And so there's a huge connection between this demagogue of the past, the McCarthy era, and Trump. So thought that was interesting. But I did want to move on to the next demagogue, and I have to pause. Guys, don't burn me at the stake for this, because demagogues are typically political leaders or leaders of movements. But I wanted to riff on the idea, or maybe even just the theme of what a demagogue is and how they work on, the almost like the collective shadow of people, just this overwhelming despair or fear or anger, and they take that and convert it into power, into movement and inertia. And I think there were people like that. They don't, have nothing to do with politics, and they don't lead any specific group of people. But the next man is definitely a big name this last year. You know him. You love him. Let's get him out here.
Here we go. Mamma mia. Bang, bang.
Luigi. He did what we all wish we could do. Take out a CEO, right? I'm joking, YouTube. I'm joking. I'm not going to tell you whether this was good or bad or I liked it or not, because none of that even matters. What matters is that it happened. It happened in the first place, and also our collective reaction to it together. Luigi's actions, allegedly, nothing's been proven yet, are symbolic. He acted with intent. He's got monopoly money in the backpack. He is trying to spark some heat, right? He's trying to make a movement here. He acted in defiance of corruption, the very broken status quo of the healthcare system that does need to be challenged. Whether you agree with how he challenged it is a totally different question. But people are going to root for this, and they have been rooting for this because they all personally relate to the struggle, the brokenness, the despair, the medical bills that are tormenting so many of us. The healthcare system serves very few and profits off of many. And if you're somebody who doesn't understand why people are happy about this, and I don't mean you disagree. I mean you literally don't understand why anyone would glorify the violence and indulge in it. you are probably out of touch with the reality of things. I mean, the reality of things is bleak. People are breaking all the time. And so we're left to wonder what this act of revolution will do. Does this open the door for more demagoguery to happen? Or is this just a murder? Right? Because there's a lot of talking heads out there that will tell you this is a murder and nothing more. And there's a lot of other people that feel that this is an act of revolution, a statement about reality and our place in it. On a maybe micro level, and I don't know if I should say micro, maybe I should say mimetic level, there is another little event that went viral, and I actually think is kind of a similar event because it's this guy. He goes to a used car dealership, buys a car, and the very next day it stops working. Although in the video it seems to be working pretty good. But they wouldn't take the car back. They just said, "Oh, sorry, it's as sold. You got stuck with a lemon. Too bad." And he went to the manager and returned it promptly. And people loved it, right? They love this video. And of course, some people hate it too, but people are relating to these sorts of little acts of, you know what? I don't care anymore. I don't care. Things are so bad that it doesn't matter what happens to me. I'm just going to tear the walls down. I'm going to drive my car through the f***ing window. So that's one thought I've had. Now, to focus back on internet culture and how this is affecting us, these two ideas might be loosely tied together. I'm thinking about people and how we're struggling. The way we communicate now online is another way that we're struggling even more to really make deep connections with people. And I'm a Jungian person. I love Jungian psychology. It all starts with the idea of the persona, which is a part of the Jungian model of the psyche being the soul of a human. The persona is just this mask, the tip of the iceberg. It's the compromise between who you really are and your freaky self and the rest of the world at large, because who you really are and who they all are might be different and might not agree on things, but you do need something to present to people to let them know that you're okay, right? You're a chill guy.
You're a chill guy.
The persona then is a fabrication, but it is a necessary one. So again, the persona, it's a neutral thing, in fact, a good thing. But there's problems that happen in the psyche, right? When people fixate or are otherwise stuck in a Freudian sense on that piece of the psyche. And so with the persona, when people fixate on it, they fall into the ages-old pitfall of believing that what they are trying to sell you is, in fact, who they really are. They're doing anything to convince you that their life is just as good as it looks. And this is nowhere clearer than on Instagram, TikTok. Instagram and TikTok. Instagram and TikTok. Yeah, all your favorite models. They're very happy, I'm sure. They're very happy. They're so happy that you should be happy for them. And by them. It's all bullshit, pretty much. But when this happens, when people believe or try to believe that what they're selling you is the truth, it's hypocrisy, it's saddening and depressing, and there is no meaning to be found in that game, by the way. Society as a whole doesn't really condemn this at all. In fact, I think people look on it favorably. If you do have a large following and you're going for it, it's like, good for them. Wow, I do like them. They're awesome. Not to say there's not good people online.
Because you mentioned drama channels, I'm way above average.
You're down if you overshare about your life to random strangers.
Mad annoying.
I know most of you struggle.
Come back for the bitch though.
I need a break, okay? So on one hand, that's a fixation on the persona. But there is maybe the opposite that is also a problem. And that's when you don't try at all. Because, creating a persona is a difficult thing to do, and it is very hard to convince a lot of people that you're actually pretty cool and they should follow you. So what's the alternative? Instead of trying to convince anybody, take the easy way out and just join a subreddit. Be an incel. And adopt their ideology and their persona. Because guess what? They have a set ideology. Every community does. I only say incel because they're easy to make fun of. But any online communities, they have rules. They have beliefs and they have content. And when you go to their subreddit, their community, whatever the hell you're doing, you're not going there to be a free thinker. No, you go to consume the ideas, the pills. And you get pilled, brother. You get pilled by the community and you will adopt their persona, the group identity, and just conform with that. Because it's very easy to do. Gives you a little bit of meaning there, right? Got your little group, your little buddies, your little Discord kittens. And that has always been a dangerous aspect of community. And in Jung's time, they weren't little subreddits, they were entire countries. Jung was always very mournful that people would give up in the pursuit of happiness and meaning to adopt an ideology like National Socialism and throw away their sovereignty of their soul, right? Because once you conform with a group that big, and you're following a demagogue maybe, because there were lots of demagogues at that time as well, people stop trying to find the meaning and stop trusting in each other to be good people. I think one of the most interesting points in his quote there is that a collective group becomes more and more like an animal. And to explain that a little bit, think about communism, fascism, the Nazis. They all took on these cold, uncaring, people are just numbers, people will die, and that's okay if it serves our purpose. Cold like an alligator. Cold-blooded. Ruthless. And yet there's other groups, other large groups that act maybe more like an ape, furious and rampaging and just ready to tear anything down without hesitation, without any logic, just blind rage. And, I don't think that we're so different in our era. I think that the reptile people, the cold-blooded, people will die people, they exist, and they're out to play. And I think the monkey people that are ready to smash everything to bits, without ever even thinking about the consequences of what happens next, what replaces what was destroyed, they're out to play too. And if you think that it's only one side of the political spectrum, if you think you're the only one immune to propaganda, you're wrong. You're so wrong. It's everywhere. It's everybody. It's everything. And I don't want to be all doom and gloom because really, this is just the way of the world, and it always has been. The world will move on, but what can we do? I think the only thing that you can do, the best thing you can do, is live a life of integrity, honesty, and kindness to the people that matter the most and that you care about. I think it's important to guard yourself and your loved ones from people that will scam you and take advantage of you, to fight people that are trying to make your life worse, and people that will only ask for handouts from you and will take and never give. Be cautious, be guarded, but be kind. And always do your best, right? It's all corny, but that's all I have to say. That's the best advice I can give you. Alas, that covers everything I've been thinking about this last year. So thank you for sticking with me through the video. And thank you for sticking with me in the future, because this channel is changing, guys. It's changing a little bit. Previously, we've just done pretty much exclusively like Jungian psychology, which will still be a huge theme with this channel, but I want to do other stuff. I want to do fun things like art, movies, exceptional media, video games, and also some of my own artwork. I want to show you guys my stickers and my graffiti. Best way to support this channel is to buy a sticker from Fungyoid. Shout out to Fungyoid. Hopefully you guys like that. Hopefully you participate. If there's enough interest in getting a Discord again, I'll think about that. So hit me up if you want to do that in the comments. Thank you. Good night. Have an excellent 2025. Peace.